Coming up on WVU News, I'm Madison Eli, and I'll tell you how international students are settling into their new life here in Morgantown.
Road work is dangerous work. I'm Patrick Walsh, and coming up next on WVU News, I'll tell you about a bill that looks to improve safety in work zones.
Coming up, I'm Tyler Fung, and I'll tell you how one Mountaineer is leaving his legacy after more than 40 years in higher education. Our Emmy Award-winning WVU News starts now.
More than 200,000 West Virginia state employees are facing rising costs in their health insurance, and state lawmakers have yet to discuss a solution. I'm Patrick Walsh.
And I'm Jackie Gunther. Federal layoffs and hiring freezes are creating uncertainty for students heading toward graduation who have trained for jobs that may no longer exist.
These stories and more coming up on WVU News, an Emmy Award-winning newscast produced by television journalism students right here at West Virginia University.
Former West Virginia Governor Jim Justice gave the state's public employee insurance agency more than $100 million in a one-time deal in 2018 to push back premium increases for state workers.
But that money is running out. Our legislative reporter James Daly joins us now to tell us more. James?
Thanks, Jackie. Patrick, by 2027, PEIA is projected to be in a $370 million budget deficit. The agency's finance board approved a $113 million premium and cost increase for state employees and their families. That means anyone from teachers to librarians to highway workers will pay more out of pocket every time they go to the doctor. OpenPayroll.com says West Virginia workers are paid nearly 30% less than the average government worker in other states. And one local teacher says an increase in healthcare cost is essentially a pay cut that could force more teachers like her out of the state.
The West Virginia Legislature is under pressure to address rising health care costs for public employees in the state. 200,000 West Virginians rely on the Public Employees Insurance Agency, or PEIA, to provide them health care coverage, including high school teachers like Carrie Ross from Spring Mills High School in Falling Waters.
I went and checked. In the last 4 years, my insurance has went up over $200. So obviously $200 is a huge impact on any family.
Premiums for state employees will increase by 14% this year.
It was in January when Governor Patrick Morrisey stood here and told lawmakers his budget included an additional $45 million for PEIA.
But some members of the legislature say that's not enough.
With our budget, to get down into some detail, PEIA money has to be funded in every line item in the budget because there's employees everywhere.
A bill proposed by House Republicans would privatize PEIA in order to save cost. But Democrats are skeptical.
And so if we abolish PEIA, we are going to have increased costs for our teachers. We're going to have less teachers who want to teach as a result of that, and our kids will get lesser education.
Ross lives in West Virginia's Eastern Panhandle, which competes with Maryland and Virginia to keep teachers. She says many of her colleagues have left due to the lack of benefits the state provides.
Since they promise the benefits to the teachers, not just teachers, but all public employees, I think that that's a promise that they should keep.
Without any additional funding from the legislature, PEIA cost will go up starting in July.
Last year, West Virginia counties struggled to fill about 1,500 teaching positions with certified instructors. Pay is likely a reason, as West Virginia ranks last in the country for average teacher salary.
Thanks, James. Since 2020, 15 people have died in work zone related crashes in West Virginia. Another 500 were injured. The West Virginia House of Delegates is considering a bill that would improve safety conditions for construction workers on our roadways in an effort to make sure these accidents don't happen in the future.
Construction workers face some of the most dangerous working conditions in the country, including working on highways with cars blazing past them. The West Virginia Legislature is trying to help.
You know, we've had so much road work, so much good work has been done improving our highways, but it has put people's safety at risk.
West Virginia's Move Over law was passed in 2003 to improve safety for emergency vehicles. However, this law did not include construction vehicles. House Bill 2344 could change that. The bill requires all drivers to switch lanes when passing stationary authorized vehicles, looking to end work zone related accidents. 4 workers in West Virginia were struck in a work zone last year. An accident in Jefferson County killed 1 person. And industry officials say this bill will bring more safety to workers.
And I think it'll also act as a deterrent for drivers so that when they see an orange flashing light, it'll be an instinctive that they should get over in the left lane and give that man or woman that's there doing their job room to do their job safely.
If the bill passes, anyone who fails to move over is guilty of a misdemeanor. More severe accidents could be subject to a $500 fine, a suspension of their license, or even jail time.
Nationally, 64% of highway contractors reported crashes into construction zones in 2024. If the bill passes, West Virginia will join 42 other states with laws that require cars move over a lane to protect road workers.
About 20,000 West Virginians are employed by the federal government in jobs at veterans hospitals, national parks, and the Federal Bureau of Investigations, among others. They make up about 2% of the state's workforce, a higher rate than 45 other states. But President Donald Trump's efforts to reduce the size of government and save money are putting those jobs at risk and creating concern for students preparing to graduate from WVU. I spoke with one student who just weeks from graduation says he's now uncertain for what his future holds.
Christian Gibson is a wildlife and fisheries student at West Virginia University. He chose this major because of his passion for conserving national parks, which began at a young age.
I've always had a great admiration for the outdoors, whether it's looking at different organisms along a creek or just even walking through the woods on a hike.
But Gibson's future is now uncertain. The Trump administration has laid off 30,000 federal workers since January in an effort, he says, to save money.
Students like Gibson will toss their caps here in the Coliseum in just over a month, but are unsure whether they'll have a job after they receive their diploma.
Gibson's major prepares students for jobs in the Department of the Interior, like a fish biologist or park ranger. But 28% of federal layoffs have been in that department alone. Professor Brent Murray worked for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service before coming to WVU.
A federal biologist will make more money than a similar person at a state level, right? So it's a job you really want to get to, but I feel like there's a lot of responsibility that comes with it as well. But it's a way, paying more is a way for the feds to get the best people for those jobs.
Gibson says despite the hiring freeze, he still plans to pursue his dream job.
The hiring freeze doesn't stop my motivation to keep applying for these jobs. I'll just continue working for the company I currently work for until I get a job in my career field.
West Virginia University is continuing to work with the state to help find a plan to continue funding for their wildlife labs.
After serving as West Virginia University's president twice in his career, Jackie, Gordon Gee announced he would be retiring this summer.
In his second tenure here, Patrick, Gee spent 10 years leading the university through some of its most challenging times, including the COVID-19 pandemic and the budget deficit that followed.
Senior correspondent Ty McClung joins us live in the studio now with a reflection on Gee's career at WVU. Ty?
Thanks, Patrick. Jackie, over the past 4 decades, Gordon Gee has served a total of 15 years as president of WVU and is responsible for some significant advances. In 2016, WVU became an R1 research institution and has increased research funding by more than 80% over the past 5 years under Gee. But his tenure came with challenges as well. I spoke with members of the university community who reflected on Gee's time in Morgantown.
Hello everyone, I'm Gordon Gee and I'm president of West Virginia University.
After more than 11 years as president of West Virginia University, Dr. E. Gordon Gee will retire in June. Known for his bow tie collection and humorous personality, both students and faculty alike enjoy meeting WVU's campus celebrity. And it's that personality that both students and faculty say they will miss the most.
And if you have any interaction with President Gee, a couple of days later you're going to get a personal email from him that acknowledges the conversations you've had, and that's pretty special.
You don't see at other universities students, as soon as they touch ground as freshmen, getting excited to run up to the university president and take a selfie. You don't see branding that comes solely from the university president. He has such a big personality and he's such a welcoming person.
Gee's career at WVU began in 1981, serving as president until 1985. After stops at Ohio State, Brown, Vanderbilt, and Colorado, he returned home to take over as president of WVU for a second time in 2014.
In his second tenure as president, Gee led the university to several accomplishments, including creating the Rockefeller Neuroscience Institute, which is located in the WVU hospital, coming up with the idea for the WVU Purpose Center, and leading the institution to an R1 research status.
Gee is no stranger to controversy, though, facing severe criticism during the academic transformation process, when the university cut 28 programs and laid off 143 faculty members to close a $45 million budget gap. But supporters say he always had the university's best interests at heart.
I think he never stopped showing up for students, and that's really important. He never stopped going to places. He never stopped showing his support. He never stopped caring.
Gee plans to take a year off after retirement and then return to the university to teach at the College of Law.
The WVU Board of Governors announced in February that Michael Benson will replace Gee as the university's new president in July. Benson brings 30 years of experience in higher education and has served as president of 4 other institutions, including his current home at Coastal Carolina.
Thanks, Ty. Gee has also been recognized during his tenure at WVU as a leader in serving international students, helping the university win the 2019 Simon Award for Comprehensive Campus Internationalization.
More than 115 countries are represented by faculty and students on the university's main campus, Jackie, which Gee says enriches both the culture and academic experiences WVU can offer.
But Patrick, moving to a new country to study can be stressful. That's why WVU has implemented programs like the HomeStart Closet that provides resources to help international students settle into life in Morgantown. Nonprofit reporter Madison Eli has more.
Abigail Ajejimo and her husband Matthew moved to Morgantown from Nigeria to get a master's in communications. She says there are factors that make life living in West Virginia worthwhile.
The environment is comfortable and the people here are welcoming, and apart from that, the cost of living here is affordable.
HomeStart Closet at WVU assisted Ajejimo when she arrived in Morgantown. The program's mission is to meet the needs of international students, a decreasing statistic at the university. Volunteer coordinator Liz Finkley says the organization is prepared for new arrivals with donations from the community.
When they walk in the door, there will be something with their name on that they can pick up and feel like somebody appreciates them arriving in Morgantown.
Ajejimo and her husband both volunteer at HomeStart as they organize donations to create kits for new students. The program provides kits to international students that include household items like plates, glassware, silverware, to even microwaves. Furniture may also be provided if donations allow. Ajejimo says HomeStart helped her feel comfortable and safe in a new home and in a new country.
And I feel more comfortable and also help my academic. I'm not worrying about, okay, how do I get a chair? Because when I first came, get a chair to sit down to study and all that, but it was helpful for me and I felt comfortable sitting down reading my book. I enjoyed it.
The program received nearly $3,000 in item donations last year. Madison Eli, WVU News, Morgantown.
WVU's HomeStart provides resources to 900 international students from 110 countries.
Visit the link at the bottom of your screen to learn more about how you can give to or volunteer for the HomeStart Closet, or if you're an international student looking for support.
Coming up, the weather is warming up across West Virginia, giving people the chance to get outside.
And experts say that outdoor activity can improve more than just your physical health.
That story and more after the break. Don't go anywhere.
More than 4 million Muslims in the U.S. fast from dawn to dusk during Ramadan. I'm Dakota Swiger, and after the break on WVU News, I'll tell you how the Morgantown community is participating in Ramadan this year.
Quiet and ready in control room. 3, 2, 1. Fade in bumper.
WVU News is local, in-depth, and always on the move for you. And it's always on YouTube, on the web, and on the Reed College of Media website. A national first-place Emmy-award winning college newscast taped at the Waterfront Studio at West Virginia University. Stay in the know, stay connected, watch WVU News.
It has been said the sun might not always shine on West Virginia, but the people always do. And to truly appreciate our beauty, you have to look deeper at our passion, our purpose, at the fabric of who we are.
Because it's always a great day to be a Mountaineer. Wherever you may be, let's go!
Mountaineer Playbook brings you the action and adventure of West Virginia sports like no one else.
They're already sending.
From epic climbs to thrilling touchdowns, we capture it all, right from the heart of West Virginia University.
This is you, Rachel.
An Emmy-nominated show produced by students in the Reed School of Journalism and Communications, covering what moves you. Catch us on YouTube, on the web, and on the Reed School of Media's website.
Jonathan, Rachel, back to you.
Stay inspired. Stay adventurous. Watch Mountaineer Playbook.
Ready, camera 2, 10 seconds.
Welcome back. Islam is the second largest religion in the world, Jackie, making up nearly a quarter of the global population.
And Patrick, this past month marked one of the most significant holidays for the religion, Ramadan, a time of fasting, reflection, and prayer.
Campus and community reporter Dakota Swiger takes a closer look at how Muslims in Morgantown observe this year's holy month.
The Muslim Student Association at West Virginia University held a fast-a-thon this month, inviting community members to fast for a day, then eat a meal together. MSA President Omar Sabah says the goal is to connect.
When you actually experience what other people are experiencing, then you're actually able to connect with them on a deeper level, and that was our goal from this event. We wanted to unite the community together and connect together.
Ramadan is the 9th month of the Islamic calendar and the holy month of fasting. During the day, those participating will fast from dawn until dusk. Those participating in Ramadan will often break their fast at community dinners like this one, where they serve meals to anyone in the community who wants to learn more about their traditions. Off campus, the Morgantown Islamic Center has a mosque that holds prayer and fasting events specifically for Ramadan all day. It's a place where the Muslim community can come together, but also help young people feel like they belong.
Bringing the community together helps, first of all, kind of normalize all those challenges. Like everybody has, oh man, I thought I'm the only one that has this problem or that problem. So just talking to each other is tremendously helpful.
Even though Ramadan is over, Muslims in the community say they want West Virginians to continue to be curious and learn about their faith.
This is Islam. It's coming together. It's helping your neighbors. All of these people are our neighbors. They're in Morgantown, and we need to help them. We need to provide food for them. We need to come together, and it's very important that non-Muslims know this.
The holy month of Ramadan comes at a different time each year. Next year, it will fall from February 17th to March 19th. Dakota Swiger, WVU News, Morgantown.
Visit the link at the bottom of your screen for more information on WVU's Muslim Student Association and find out how to get involved or attend their next event.
The American Psychiatric Association says nearly a quarter of the country reports feeling depressed during the winter months. The cold weather and less daylight is believed to be the cause of significant mood changes, Patrick.
But the spring season, Jackie, brings warmer weather and brighter skies, which raises serotonin levels and increases our exposure to vitamin D, which is also associated with positive changes in mental well-being.
Energy and environment reporter Reagan Dusman joins us from Studio B at the Media Innovation Center to tell us more about the link between nature and a positive mindset. Reagan?
Thanks, Jackie. Patrick. A 2024 national study says nearly 60 million adults have been diagnosed with a mental illness, but less than half received any form of mental health care. Experts say getting outside can make a significant difference in both our mental and physical health.
Studies have found that 50% of young adults ages 18 to 24 reported anxiety and depression symptoms in 2023. But Morgantown resident Michael Shank says that spending time outdoors is a way for him to cope with emotions.
Just to get my mind off stuff, it really helps me cope with my emotions, so I like to do that a lot.
WVU psychology professor Dr. Stephanie McWilliams says that spending time in nature can have significant effects on the brain.
For some people, it's purely about changing their environment. So if you're in your house or in your office, it feels kind of stagnant, whereas the outdoors is always changing, so it gives us a little bit more motivation to do.
Getting outside helps improve not only your mental health, but also your physical.
Doing simple activities such as taking a walk or even playing catch can help reduce cortisol levels up to 21%.
And experts say being in a place like West Virginia offers even more opportunities to get outside. The Morgantown area has more than 43 trails and 13 parks for residents to use.
If you did that physical activity in a natural environment, what happens is you get a little bit more of a mental health benefit than you would if inside of your house or in a very boring or on a treadmill.
Nearly 1 in 5 Americans report spending less than 15 minutes a day outdoors.
Research shows spending at least 120 minutes a week outdoors can significantly benefit your mental health and well-being. Professor Zizzi says that should include time outside off of your devices. He says research shows the most improvement comes for people who spend time focused on the environment around them. Patrick, Jackie, back to you at the Waterfront Studio.
Thanks, Reagan. After the break, we'll head to the baseball diamond with our sports team to check in on how WVU is shaping up at the start of their spring season.
More after the break. Stay with us.
Coming up on WVU News, I'm Terrell Thompson, and I'll tell you how the versatility of a true freshman on the WVU baseball team has been catching the attention of Mountaineer fans.
Quiet and ready in control room. 3, 2, 1. Fade in bumper.
WVU News is local, in-depth, and always on the move for you. And it's always on YouTube, on the web, and on the Reed College of Media website. A national first-place Emmy-award winning college newscast, taped at the Waterfront Studio at West Virginia University. Stay in the know, stay connected, watch WVU News.
Welcome back. After a historic run to the NCAA Super Regional last year, WVU baseball is looking to improve on that success this season.
Sports reporter Terrell Thompson joins us now with the story of one student athlete who is looking to make some major contributions. Terrell?
Thanks, Patrick, Jackie. True freshman Gavin Kelly has played 20 games so far this season and is already making his mark at WVU. It's the team's best start since 1964. WVU won a stretch of 13 straight games from February into early March. And catcher and left fielder Gavin Kelly made an appearance in 8 of them. With 1 home run and 3 RBIs so far this season, his impact is being felt. And his teammates and coaches say he's just getting started. Being a true freshman can be quite the challenge for many players coming into a new program. But for WVU's Gavin Kelly, that transition has been a rewarding experience.
Gavin Kelly's been fantastic, really high-end player that we knew in high school was a high-end player. He could have signed a professional contract out of high school if he so chose, but decided to be at West Virginia. Kelly was a standout athlete for Central Catholic High School in Pittsburgh. His senior year, he was the 6A State Player of the Year and tabbed the #1 rated catcher in the state of Pennsylvania.
He is versatile, just where would he kind of play, get in the lineup, who's coming in, things like that. But I'm not surprised of his ability to handle the pitching and take good approaches at the plate. It's just something that he was always pretty good at doing.
Kelly's versatility has led him to being on the field for almost every game in his debut season. He's even been in a starting lineup more than 15 times. Kelly's competitive spirit has been shown all across the field this season as he's played catcher and left field for the Mountaineers. The transition has been an adjustment, but the trust from the coaching staff has allowed Kelly to find confidence in his new role.
It's been a grind for sure, but I've been blessed to have amazing coaches push me and help me transition and be versatile.
In his first season, Kelly is developing into the next young star, and he's looking to help the Mountaineers as they take a deep dive into Big 12 conference play. The Mountaineers currently have a 22-4 overall record and a 4-3 conference record in the Big 12. The team was picked to finish 4th in the conference preseason poll. That is their highest ranking in program history.
Thanks, Terrell. Well, that's going to do it for this week's edition of WVU News. I'm Jackie Gunther.
And I'm Patrick Walsh. You can keep up with the latest from WVU News on our website at the bottom of your screen. You can also watch our shows on YouTube and statewide on West Virginia Public Broadcasting on Saturdays at 6:30 p.m.
We also stream on HD Media's website and watch us on KDKA TV out of Pittsburgh on Saturday afternoons.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on WVU News.